So imagine going to a club, but instead of paying a flat cover charge at the door, the the bouncer actually demands your profit and loss statement.
Oh, man.
Right. And they calculate exactly how much you earned that month minus your expenses, and then they take like up to a 35% cut just before letting you in.
Which sounds completely ridiculous when you put it like that.
It does, but I mean, that is basically how traditional tax brackets usually work. So today, our mission for this deep dive is to look at how a government actually flipped that script.
Yeah.
We're doing a deep dive into some Mexican tax code breakdowns and some financial case studies to really unpack the RESICO tax regime,
Right.
which was launched in 2022. It's essentially this this elite membership for paying taxes.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty radical pivot by the SAT, which is the Mexican Tax Authority.
Okay.
Because to understand this cover charge model, we really have to look at the actual numbers, the magic table, so to speak.
Right, because it completely defies traditional tax logic from what I read.
It does. I mean, we're talking about individuals making up to 3.5 million pesos annually.
Which is, what is that in US dollars?
That's roughly 200,000 US dollars. So they see their income tax rate, the ISR, drop to somewhere between just 1% and 2.5%.
Wow. Okay, so let's look at the freelancer example from our case studies because this blew my mind. We have Anna, right? She's a graphic designer making 20,000 pesos a month.
Right. A little over 1,000 US dollars.
Yeah, exactly. So under the old system, she was paying, I think, 2,000 to 3,000 pesos in income tax. But under RESICO, her rate is 1%.
Which is just 200 pesos.
200 pesos. Okay, let's unpack this because if I'm Anna, I'm highly suspicious.
Oh, for sure.
Right. If Anna previously paid like 3,000 pesos and now pays 200, what is the catch here? Why wouldn't literally everyone switch to this?
Well, the catch is partly who qualifies. It's designed specifically for people like Anna. The regime targets professionals, small business owners, like mechanics or coffee shops, landlords, and agricultural workers, which they call agapis in the code.
Oh,
And you can even be a salaried employee and use RESICO for a side business.
as long as you stay under that 3.5 million peso ceiling.
Exactly.
Okay, but still, I have a question. Because if my income tax is a flat 1% on my revenue, why should I ever ask for a business receipt or track my expenses again?
Right.
Like, if deductions don't lower that 1%, tracking expenses just sounds like busy work at that point.
And that is the exact paradox of RESICO. That's where people really trip up.
Okay.
You have to separate the income tax, the ISR, from the value-added tax, the IVA.
Ah, okay, the IVA.
Yeah. In Mexico, the standard IVA is 16%.
Yeah.
So while your business expenses do absolutely nothing to lower your 1% income tax, you still desperately need those expense invoices.
Why? To offset the IVA.
Yes. To offset the 16% IVA you collect from your clients, you track expenses to pay less IVA, not less ISR.
Okay. So to use the club analogy again, the 1% income tax is my cover charge to get in the door. But the 16% IVA is like the drink tickets inside. I still have to track those receipts to make sure I'm not overpaying at the bar.
That is a perfect way to look at it, actually.
Okay, so this isn't a totally hands-off vacation then. It feels like the government is giving you this massive discount, but they must be demanding something in return.
Oh, they are. They're demanding perfect digital transparency.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. To keep this low rate, you have to maintain an active e-firma.
Which is like a digital signature, right?
Exactly. A highly secure digital signature.
Mm-hmm.
And you also need a tax mailbox, which is a direct digital communication portal with the government.
Wow, okay.
Plus, you have to file your monthly declarations by the 17th of the following month without fail.
So the trade-off for a 1% tax rate is essentially agreeing to full automated digital surveillance of your business?
Precisely. The government figured out that lowering the rate drastically encourages informal workers to enter the formal economy. It broadens the tax base.
Right, getting more people into the system.
Yeah, and because they want to protect that system, the rules are strict. For instance, if you are a shareholder in a corporation, you are completely banned from using this individual 1% regime.
Oh, well, that makes sense. They want to prevent like a billionaire from setting up a shell company and pretending to be a small freelancer just to get that 1% rate.
Exactly.
But looking at these tax code breakdowns, it seems like companies aren't entirely left out of this. There's a separate version for them.
There is. They do have their own version, and it brings up one of my favorite linguistic quirks in Mexican law, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Companies are referred to as personas morales.
Moral persons.
Yeah, moral persons or legal entities. So a persona moral can use its own corporate RESICO if its revenue is under 35 million pesos.
Which is about 2 million US dollars.
Right, and corporate RESICO actually does allow deductions. But the real game changer here is that these companies pay taxes based on actual cash collected, rather than just the invoices they've issued.
Oh, wow. Wait, paying on actual cash in the bank instead of pending invoices? That is a massive relief for cash flow. I mean, when we zoom out, this whole system is essentially making the idea of starting and running a business way less daunting.
Absolutely.
It's a tax system you can actually plan for without needing an advanced degree in accounting.
It drastically lowers the barrier to entry for compliance.
Yeah.
But it leaves us with a really fascinating scenario to ponder, especially regarding that corporate cash flow setup.
Yeah, because they're taxing based on actual cash collected rather than just what's been invoiced.
Exactly. So if you're a business owner, how might this cash flow tax model completely alter how you negotiate payment deadlines and terms with your clients?
Right. I mean, if you aren't taxed until the cash hits your account, that totally changes your leverage.
It changes everything about a standard contract.
That is definitely something for everyone to chew on.